Westbank has been fortunate to have so many champions over the years. Are there any special stories you would like to share about one or two of our heroes?
You know, that was one of those questions you asked me, and I can't think what I want to say. When we talk about library heroes, there have been so many of them. And some of them are quite obvious, like Doris Walcott and Eleanor Drake, or Alan Jacoby, who chaired 2 different building committees, or Lyle, who, there are just so many of them who've done so many things over the years. We've had amazing trustees. Jim Bannerow was the president of our library district board for 10 years, and then Mindy took that slot. So they have given hours and hours. There's also all these volunteers who have given years of their life, who have consistently worked at the library year after year. Someone like Marlis Jordan was there from the day we started. Linda Monin, and Flo Macklin, and Georgia Callahan, and Sarah Widener. I could go on. The fact that year after year people have given so much to the library is very impressive. The volunteers did everything. They processed books, they assembled shelving, they did everything. They ran the circulation desk, they did the story times. Just an amazing group of people. We had volunteers who did gardening. We had volunteers who donated their legal services. All of the work that was done in the library district was completely volunteer driven. And here's all these people helping us move in that first time, setting up those books. And our first network administrator was a volunteer, as was all our legal work was done by volunteers. Our bookkeeping, our cataloging, processing. If we needed to paint something, we painted it ourselves. It was very much a homegrown project. And it says here, volunteers keep the library running smoothly, and that's so true. I used to go, when I took the job, I told them that I always went to New Hampshire for a month in the summer, and that was part of the one criteria. So I can remember one year I went on vacation and I left a little box on my desk and I said, put all problems here. And when I got back from a month later, because it was all run by volunteers, there was no staff other than me, there was a little note that said, look behind you. And of course there were shelves of problems behind me. So. We started our team volunteer program the first summer that we operated. And I learned early on that team volunteers are a unique group in and of themselves. They're always interesting and they're so fun. I can remember asking one of the team volunteers when we were in the bank building if he would go empty the book drop. And that was down 2 flights of stairs. And there was just this crashing noises. And I looked over the balcony and Robbie was carrying the entire book drop filled with books made of steel, crashing coming up these steps. It's like, what? What? Stop, stop. My husband and my 3 children went to all of those events. They probably were volunteers at all of those events. My husband came with me at 2 o'clock in the morning when the security alarms would go off. I mean, it was a very much of a family event. And in a way, I think one of the strengths of the library has always been it is a family of people who work there, who volunteer there, whether it's the trustees or it just doesn't matter. It's a really tight knit group of people.